What is up, fans? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back to the Miss Phins Show. I am your host, Miss Phins. Welcome, guys. Much appreciated. Hit that like button on your way in, guys. Hit the like button on your way in. Holy camole. I'm muted, aren't I? Something is happening. Am I muted? Can y'all hear me? Oh, Lord. Nope, nope. It doesn't say I'm muted. I think I'm good. Let's go. Good morning, guys. Welcome, welcome. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. As always, guys, thank you so much for coming through the Miss Finn Show. Much appreciated. Obviously, let's go ahead and keep it clean, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it clean. Do me a favor if you haven't done so already. Join the membership. Become a member. It's really appreciated. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And like I always say, we win together, we lose together. Dolphins for life. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Jonnu, 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 Jonnu. Do 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 do. Dum dum. Jonnu. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I will never find another Jonnu, a Jonnu like you, a Jonnu like you. And I will never find another John, a John who like you, a John who like you, a John who you're. Good morning. Yeah, we're having fun, like always, guys. Oh man, thank you guys, thank you, thank you, thank you. I listen, I don't know, it just hit me, and I had to do it. So there you go. Oh man, is John about to get traded? Like, probably. My gosh. I'm telling you, man, Dolphins. Hey, Dolphins are gonna Dolphin, but you know what? I understand. Do I like it? No, but I understand. I mean, you almost have to give it up to the Dolphins for not doing something they normally do, which is pay everybody. It's just frustrating that when they decide not to pay everybody, it ends up being one of the bodies that you almost kind of need. But what are they gonna do? What's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome. I see you, Ken Sean in the building. Morning, Miss Phins. No, you're fine. Thank you, thank you. What's up, Davin in the building? Woo! Good morning. Cat for live. Thank you. Dolphins QB addressed past injuries and his plan to stay healthy during today's mini camp practice. Blah blah blah. Yada yada yada. Good morning, Cap. Morning, beautiful people. Thank you so much, guys, for coming through. Hit that like button on your way in. Yeah, I totally get your skepticism, sir. I get it. Your skepticism. But what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? That's the Dolphins for you. They tend to just really know how to get under your skin, right? But this is something we kind of already knew, guys. We already knew the Dolphins were really considering moving on from Jonnu. Why? Because I mean, he did pretty well. He went to the Pro Bowl, had one of his best years in his career. You know what I mean? But now he's gonna want to have some more money, and I get it. He's got one more year this year in his contract. He was told, "Come here to Miami, on a prove it contract. We'll take care of you." And like always, we don't. Um, so now he doesn't have a choice. He's 29. He's about to be 30. I understand why John was like, I need to make money because this is probably the last time I'm gonna get a real contract, like a big, nice, juicy contract. Super B in the building. What's up, Super B? We need to pay the man. Only tight ends we ever had that was decent was Keith Jackson and Troy Drayton and Mike is sexy. Don't disrespect my guy like that. Anywho, uh, but seriously, like right now, just that's what you see when you see the Dolphins. Eh, It's frustrating because he was actually really good for us because we were force feeding him instead of going our 1-2 punch, which is Tyreek and Waddle. We're like, okay, here's the wrinkle for this year's offense. We're going tight end, which is great. That's why you literally just saw Tyreek's and Waddle's numbers go down. He could block everyone on Twitter, Davin. He could block a little bit. He's never been asked to block. He's a pass catching tight end. This is why I laugh when people say, we need a pass catching tight end. I'm like, no, you don't. Because and we're, in case you guys are wondering, he's talking about Mike Gesicki, aka Mike Gesicki, not being a blocker. No, that was not his primary tool in his tool belt. He was a pass catching tight end like Kelsey. We had a great value version of Kelsey, but you know what? We didn't use him. We didn't use him like we should have. Now he's with a real quarterback, and you're gonna see those numbers come up. Okay, but what's the point of having a pass? I laugh when people say, "Oh, he's a pass catching tight end. We need weapons." No, we don't. In Mike McDaniel's system, it doesn't involve a tight end. That's that involved in offensive production. It doesn't. It does not. The only reason why Jonnu got any productivity last year is because they're like, well, we gotta do something. They already figured out this what you call it? They already figured out this offense, so we need to throw a little wrinkle in there. So, Fit Posse Podcast in the building. Uh, real QB, you heard that? I don't know what you're talking about. You're so silly. Blame McDaniel. He couldn't figure out how to use Gesicki. I 100% McDaniel. Blame him. 1000%. What's up, Green? How you doing, man? Welcome, welcome. Absolutely blame him. Absolutely blame him. So when I hear people getting real upset, you gotta pay the man. You gotta pay Jonnu. Jonnu's the only thing working. Yeah, that's the only thing that worked last year because that's the only thing we actually focused on using last year to try to throw off teams. Because this is such a Mickey Mouse offense. That's the only thing that we could do. So I'm not even surprised. I'm not. I really am not surprised. Guys, hit that like button for me, guys, if you haven't done so already. It's a great way for you to help and show your support. It's free, so do it. Thank you. But yeah, then John, look at this. This is what I find hilarious. Jonnu had better stats with a fake QB than Get Sexy did ever had. You know whose record Jonnu broke, by the way? Mike Gesicki's records. Thank you very much. And it took 2 years for a tight end to score a touchdown after Mike Gesicki left. Thank you very much. So don't talk to me about Jonathan when we already had one of the best pass catching tight ends. Had he actually been implemented into the offense properly, where you're not just using your first read or second read, but you're giving an opportunity to your third read, when you're giving your third offensive weapon, when he's actually being utilized in the red zone as he should have, as being the only tall receiving offensive weapon you have that's more than 5 feet 3 inches, then yeah, maybe he would have had even more production. But don't worry, don't worry, I'm not worried, don't worry. But back to Jonnu. Yeah. What's the point of us paying him? Let me tell you the two paths, ladies and gentlemen, of what paying him looks like and what not paying Jonnu looks like. I'm gonna tell you right now. He was never asked to, I don't even know, I'm getting triggered over this. Mike Gesicki was never asked to block. How can you expect him to do something out of nowhere that he's never been asked to do? But he put in the work. He got a little better. Did he have some really bad woofs? Absolutely. That pissed me off. And I was in person watching those games. I was so mad. But can I blame him entirely? No, because he was never asked to do any of those things. As his primary objective was to be a pass c- catching tight end. Yeah. Well, anywho, moving on. I'm gonna show you the life of what it would look like us paying Jonnu and us not paying Jonnu. Let me start out with the easiest one, in my opinion. Now, this again, ladies and gentlemen, listen. I'm formulating this. This is number one for entertainment purposes. You know what I mean? 'Cause you gotta get that disclaimer because you know YouTube. Seriously. Um, but this is my opinion. I haven't heard anybody really talk about it. And if I sound similar to someone else, well then great minds think alike. What can I tell you? Us paying Jonnu, I mean, that'd be great for him. He loves Miami. He's from Florida. This is his dream team to ever play for. I'm glad he got to live out his dream of playing for his hometown team. You know how many players don't get to have that? And he actually got an opportunity to do that. I'm really happy for him. And he's awesome. Great human being, amazing player. Kind of almost wish he's here. He I hope he's here for training camp so I can get his signature before he goes. You know what I mean? I hope we don't train him anytime soon. We wait till training camp and then maybe before the season starts, poof, pull the trigger. But unlikely. Us paying Jonnu, it's just here comes more cap. You know what? You can decrease his cap hit now. Maybe give him an extra 2 years, more guaranteed money. He'll be good for this year and 2 additional years. Okay, cool. He'll be what? By the time he's done, he'll be 32 years old. When he's done with his full contract, right? He'll get a nice little extra chunk, but it'll be moved down so that way, we can have some more flexibility on this cap. That's what you can do. Put him in a bet minimum, move the rest of his money, give him a nice little signing bonus, spread that out within the 3 years, make his cap hit be vet minimum for this year, which is like a mil two, I think. That way, that gives us major flexibility in the cap, right? That's actually a good thing. It gives you more money for you to play around with, especially if you have players go down this year. You can actually sign other players. And it gives him a little extra blanket, giving him a check right now and giving him more guaranteed money in the future. It's a win-win in my opinion. You know what I mean? It works. Now, this is the thing. He's not gonna be force fed this year, like a lot of people hope he is. No, we went from force feeding Tyreek, which you're supposed to when you're the number one receiver, get the ball most of the time. Okay, they went from force feeding Tyreek and then Waddle as a backup to forcing Jonnu, Waddle as a backup, right? They're gonna go back to force feeding Tyree, Mister 2,000 yards, right? 2,000 yards. I'm getting 2,000 yards. Whatever. What's up, Dolphin Don? But the thing is, you're not gonna see that offensive production from um what do you call it? That 2,000 not 2,000. You're not gonna see the production you saw from Jonnu last year and this year. No, he's gonna have to change it up again. See who they target now. So that way offenses could be thrown off in this offense, right? Um with that being said, it would be great for him to get the money. It'd be good for us having cap space and cap room. But on the floor, unless you're gonna use them primarily for red zone usage, which is what you should use them for, then yeah, he's not gonna get that much production this year. He's not clearing 1,000 yards because we have two number one wide receivers, or one number one wide receiver and a really good number two wide receiver. You know. And then if we do go run heavy, which is what a lot of people are anticipating this offense is gonna end up being this year. There's only one ball, and if you're running a ball, what you doing? What are you doing? You're not gonna be passing the ball as much. So they say. If we do go run heavy, we should be able to with having Daniels as a guard and having Jonah as our other guard. We should be able to open up A or B gap for our running backs to sneak through. But if we do that, you're not going to see a lot of production out of the tight end position because, again, wide receiver one and two are going to be able to get the ball more. Now that the run game, if it works like it should work, the run game's going to open up the pass game, which is what we expect it to happen now that we have, on paper, a decent offensive line. So when you're talking about Jonnu, can he get the same production as last year? I don't think so. No, I don't project him to have the same production. If he does stay with the team, I think his production should be moved to more red zone threat, maybe third down packages, if anything. Um, but that's where I would use him. He'll have less yardage, but his number of touchdowns should go up, especially in the and if we're third and fourth, short third down situations. I think it'd be a great option for us when defenses are gonna target our run game and Tyreek and Waddle. So I think he'd be a great guy that could come out of the slot position and sneak into the middle and get that first down. I mean, that's one of the ways. But for the most part, I don't see his yard production to be. It's not gonna go up, in my opinion. It's gonna go down. You might have maybe like 400, 400 receiving yards, maybe. But his touchdowns should go up. Hey, Pamela, how you doing? Good morning, ma'am. Good morning. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yeah, man, get the safeties to come down so he can hit him on a play action. Keep him in there, run the ball successfully, then it's pick your poison. Exactly. He'll be that really good third option you'll have available for you. But I don't see how he's going to end up having more yardage. I think we'll go back to Tyreek. I mean, Tyreek has always been the number one option. They just pretty much force fed the third option, which is Jonnu. Now, well, actually, funny enough, Achan and Jonnu were kind of like that third, fourth option that got um, a lot more touches and opportunities, which is why Tyreek's numbers were so low compared to previous years when he practically was averaging 1,799 yards. I don't know why this man did that twice in 2 years. I'm like, bro, you couldn't get one more yard? like, really? Over 1,700, 1,800. Like, you might as well just give it to him. It's 1,800 yard seasons. So, Mr. 2000 over there. So that's what you're dealing with. If we pay him, yes, he's going to be here, but he's not going to be utilized the same way he was last year. No way on earth he's going to have that type of production, except if we utilize him like we should in the red zone. Well, instead of throwing these fades to Tyreek, who's 4 foot 3 inches, he's not, but you know what I mean. I'm trying to make an emphasis. Let's give it to their 6'3", 6'4" tight end who can go up and get that fade ball. But no, what do? We're gonna fade it to the shortest guy on the roster. Don't even make sense sometimes. I'm like, what? What are they thinking? What the fuck are we thinking? Jesus. What are they thinking? We're gonna keep running these fades. Tyreek is fast. He can get out there first. It don't matter if he gets out there first. If the ball is late, A and B. If the guy he's going up against is 6'5", and Tyreek is 4 foot 2 inches. Like, come on, man. Tyreek is a midget. So is Waddle compared to NFL wide receivers. Why do we keep throwing these dumb fades to the corner of the end zone to 3 foot guys? Like, I don't understand. And they just keep running the same play all the time. Like, what are we what are we doing? You do that to your tight end who's 6'5", 7 foot tall, who could even high point the ball. This is why Gesicki was so effective in the end zone because he can high point that extremely most accurate. Can we get the heck out of here? Those wild shots he used to get from Tua, right in the middle of the end zone. High point that ball. No risk, no safeties getting those balls except your tight end. But no, we want to throw to the little guy. Like, really? Really? What's up, Elwood? How you doing? NWI had 3 end zones, touchdowns at camp yesterday, climbing the ladder. So, how you doing, Elwood? Welcome to Miss Phins. I don't know if I've seen you in the chat before, but thank you. You put my point. I don't even know who NWI is. Maybe my brain is, I don't know, spell out the name. But seriously, why are we having Tyreek climb a 12-foot ladder when you got your tight end who's 6'6", 230, or 6'6", 180. Oh, Westbrook. That's okay. That's what I thought. Uh, who can actually climb the ladder and give even more room for you to throw it at a real high point. Like, come on, man. Thank you, Elwood. I appreciate it. I had a feeling that's who you were referring to, but my brain. It's early. Good morning. But seriously, that's the thing that gets me so frustrated with the Dolphins because you have weapons. You don't utilize them. You don't maximize the weapons you had. Matt McDaniel's offense, it's to me, doesn't maximize all the weapons he has. I'm not saying you got to give it to Jonnu every single play, but or is it Mike McDaniel the problem in this situation? Because when you draw up a play, you draw multiple options. You had your first read, second read, third read, fourth week, if need be. You know, dump it off if need be. Try to get out of a jam, right? Is it on Mike McDaniel? Because he's only making the play. He's gonna run NWI. Honestly, dude, you're right. I totally get it. Or is it really who we all think it is and nobody wants to talk about it? Come on, man. We know the truth. We know the truth. I'm just so over. I've been over it for years. But you gotta you gotta dribble. You gotta like my dad says. You gotta manage. You know what I mean? I can't come hard on y'all and tell you, certain things because I know it could be a little bit triggering for some of you. Thank you, Pamela. Not utilizing the weapons has been our problem for the last 2 years or more. It's true. We're not maximizing our weapons. But then again, is it the quarterback or is it the coach? The coach can only call the play. At the end of the day, there's only two people in every single game that touch the ball 100% of the time. That's the center and the quarterback. And center is not throwing the ball. Well, I mean, you know what I mean. He's throwing it back, but he's not throwing it. He's not throwing it to forward. Let's just say. Or is this more of a Tua issue than a Mike McDaniel issue? I could only show him what to do. I can't make him do it. Then that's a different story. A lot of people will say that has been the issue. Offensive line has limited what we can do offensively. No, you can. No, 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 no. You can't complain about the offensive line and say that, oh, the offensive line's not good, so we can't do everything we want to do. And on the same line, say, Tua's got the fastest, the most accurate quarterback. He's got the fastest release and all the extra. No, stop it. Stop. Not you. It's just you just happen to be the one to. But you're not the only person. What's up, Big C? And guys, if you haven't done so already, go check out Finn Policy Podcast. Go check them out. Let's get them to 1,000 subs. Amazing. We're gonna be doing a show together. It's just right now a lot has happened. But good morning, Joe Rist. Welcome, one of our awesome members, probably in Siberia. How you doing? Welcome, Secret Angel Man. If you can't run the ball, it makes it difficult to pass. True, I agree. Another reason why I wanted Grant Barton last off season, instead of Chop Robinson. I've been trying to help out Tua since the second we got him. I don't know how many times. And every time I complain about a pick that we get, I'm like, I'm always complaining because we should have gotten a lineman. That would, which end up being top three. That's what even pisses me off. Penny Sewell, Graham Barton, the two most glaring misses the Dolphins have had in the last 4 years. I would take both of them, and you can keep Waddle. I can get a good wide receiver in the third or the fourth. Keep Waddle. Oh, but Waddle's so good. Okay. Here, wide receiver. There's a billion wide receivers every single draft. We act like there aren't great wide receivers in the third and fourth round. Heck, sometimes even in the fifth, you might be able to find a gem. Like, oh, but we got it. No, we don't. We didn't have to get Waddle. We weren't the Bengals. We didn't have Joe Burr to get him Jamar Chase. Like, what are we doing? Well, they got my chance. Let's get Waddle for two. Let me get a midget receiver from my midget quarterback. That makes sense. Like, what are we doing? No, people, absolutely not. It makes no sense to me. The picks were the O line. Penei Sewell instead of Waddle, and Graham Barton instead of Chop. And then and you wouldn't have needed Jonah. You would have traded Robert Hunt before letting him uh earn the right to be a free agent. Because that's Christopher Greer's favorite line. Earn a right. He has earned a right to be a free agent. So we could have gotten maybe like a second for Robert Hunt. You know what I mean? We could have possibly even then been wise enough to let go of Christian Wilkins if we weren't gonna pay him. Maybe get a second or a third for him. We would have had one of the best O lines. Because even if it wasn't Connor Williams, I'm pretty sure we could find someone else we can go ahead and have. What's up, Dolphin State of Mind in the building? Brr, 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 brr. Welcome. Good morning, the one and only the Queen of Miami Dolphins YouTube, Miss Phins. Ah, Chuck, stop it. I'm not the queen. Not at all. Not even close. But I am one of the ladies. Thank you very much. How you doing, my friend? Thank you so much. One of our awesome members. Man, you and your family keep blessing the channel every month. Thank you so much. You guys really don't know how much you help out by being members of the channel. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, my bad. I thought you said Penix, not Pene. Oh, no, no, no. I'm sorry. If it sounded like Penix, no, no. Pene Zul, Sul. Pene Sul is who I wanted to draft. I booed. They had the draft watch party at the stadium that year, 2021. I booed. I was the only one booing. Literally, my brothers were like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Why would I be happy for this pick? There's so many other receivers we could have gotten. We have Tua coming off of a career-ending injury. Let's get this man some protection." I don't know. I don't think that's that far off. I think that makes sense. You want to protect your quarterback, who's supposed to be your franchise quarterback at that, who came off of a career-ending injury. I've been trying to protect Tua since the second that man got here. Since he got here, in every time you've got, I don't want to say generational because I feel like that gets thrown around, but you've got NFL ready linemen and Penei Sewell Graham Barton. Man, we would have never needed Teron Armstead. We would have never needed to pay Robert Hunt. We would have had such a solidified O line that, in my opinion, we would have actually had an even better offense starting off. Because remember, we were with Flores. I was never worried about Flores with the defense. That was his thing. He was the DC with the Patriots, winning Super Bowls, mind you. So I never worried about the defense. I knew he got the defense. But to protect my injured quarterback who's coming into the NFL injured, I'm gonna make sure I'm building a wall for him. You can get weapons. You can trade for weapons. You're not trading for O linemen unless you're willing to pay 2, 3 first round picks. So where do you get them? Those tried and true players, you get them at the draft. Nobody was more, literally no other lineman was more NFL ready than Penny Sewell in that draft. That's who you put in a 6th round pick for. Oh, damn wide receiver. One blow, injured, out for the season. Like, what? Really? Come on, man. Seriously, like, you do that for that giant lineman who you know is going to solidify that side of the line. We would have never needed this inflated. We would have never had Tyreek. I mean, I get it. Tyreek is sensational. The man is a beast. We know this. Future Hall of Famer. What's up, Phins fan? Welcome, man. Appreciate you coming through. We know Tyreek is a beast. But I'm willing to put money. If we would have had Penny Sewell instead of Waddle, we would have been a more successful team. Because it would have helped out Tua more. Protect him. You wouldn't see him with those. Now, granted, every single one of his concussions were 100% on Tua. Okay? I'm not arguing with that. Argue with someone else. But you could have still kept him upright. and you had weapons that you could have managed. We could have been what the Washington Redskins are right now. That's what we could have been. Well, ish, you know. But that's where we're at. And I'm just like, come on, man. Exactly, Pamela. And they don't make sense. We get players at the draft, develop them, and then trade them. We don't even trade them. We let them walk away for free. They've earned the right to be a free agent. Get damn a free agent. Get me a trade. Give me something back. Give me a fifth. I'd rather pile up a stack of fifths than letting a guy just go just cuz. Like, and Jonnu getting traded is just another cog on this wheel that just, again, it reminds me of the mismanagement of this offense and the mismanagement on this team. And mind you guys, look, you know this. I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm not an expert. I love this game. I'm not an expert. I never have. I've never claimed that I was an expert or anything like that. I love this game. Now, do I maybe analyze it a little bit more than your casual fan? Yeah, I do. Hence the show. Thank you, Kenneth. But there's so many moves that even somebody, like me can see, like, okay, maybe, I feel like you can deduce, you can use logic. Common sense isn't common anymore. I get it, but you can use a little logic. You can deduce. Maybe if we would have made different moves, and now people can say, "Yeah, hindsight's 2020." It wasn't. It wasn't. It was pretty clear the moves we should have made, and we didn't. And don't tell me, well, you can't always trade for players. True, you can't. Who's to say Greer hasn't tried to get trade for a lot of these guys? I'm sure he has. However, um, all the guys I've mentioned on the draft have all been available when we've picked. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. Somebody help me out. Where was Cooper Cup drafted? Where was Amari Sam Brown drafted? Because I'm pretty sure both of them were drafted in the third, maybe fourth. Maybe Coop was probably late first, mid second, I think. But I know Amari Sam Brown, he was in the third round, if I'm not mistaken. Beast in the league. Cooper Cup literally won the triple crown. For me, man, I can't wait the day when these two dudes leave my organization and we can have a real fresh start. And that is Christopher Aloysius Greer the third. Shout out to Nene. And bye, 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 bye. I don't want to see you wearing my jersey anymore, Tua. I said this years ago. I'm gonna say it again. I can't wait till he leaves. I know he won't be here in 20 years, that's for sure. So I'm gonna ride this wave until he's gone. I need somebody new. And leads me off to, well, with the Jonnu trade incoming, to answer that quick question. Yeah, the writing's kind of on the wall. Now you see the Steelers. They got what's his name? Look. You can't make this up. Sorry, give me a second. But you can't. Thank you, Cap. You can't make this up. Amon Sam Brown was drafted in the fourth round, the same draft that Waddle was drafted, and some would argue he's had a much better career than Waddle. Ain't no way this can be true, man. No way. I thought he was drafted in the third. Look at that. Even more makes my point that man was drafted in the fourth. Even more making my point. I can't believe this. Cooper Cup was drafted by LA in the third round. Oh, Jesus Christ. I can't. Sometimes when you're right, it feels good and it also hurts. This is one of those times. Cooper Cup who won the triple crown, ladies and gentlemen, as a wide receiver. That means the most touchdowns, the most the most catches, and the most yardage as a wide receiver. That's a triple crown. Very few men in the over 100 years of the National Football League have gotten that. Very few men. And he's one of them. Drafted in the third round. Amari Sam Brown is an elite, and you hear me, an elite receiver in the NFL, drafted in the fourth round. And we spent the sixth round overall pick On Waddle, hindsight is 2020. No, it is 1000%. But that's not what I mean. Based on the needs of the team at the time, same thing with Chop. This is why I expect so much from him. I'm so tired of people. Well, he's gonna what? Start having higher expectations for these players, people, because we put in a first round pick on this man. I want 15 sacks from Chop Robinson. Yes, I'm gonna start demanding what we paid for. We paid a 21st overall for Chop instead of getting Graham Barton, and Graham Barton has turned out to be exactly what he was projected to be. The man was number 2 overall as an O lineman in the entire league last year as a rookie. Oh, you bet your bottom dollars I am going to expect Chop to outperform his contract. He's on a rookie contract. You know what I mean. He better um outperform where he got drafted. Is what I'm trying to say. Same thing with Waddle, dude. You're what is it? You're you're the sixth overall pick in the draft, my guy. Justin Jefferson. Somebody help me out. Where was Justin Jefferson drafted? I think he was a number 1 pick. I think he could have been second round. I know he wasn't number 1 overall. I don't think he was drafted in the top 10 either. I could be wrong. Don't get me wrong. I could be wrong. But I don't think he was drafted in the top 10 either. He could have been. He could have been. And you got Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, both of them practically running the league for the last 2, 3 years since being drafted as wide receivers, both being top 5 wide receivers. So when you have, sorry, excuse me, 1 second, guys. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. We're good. Whew. We're good. Cause I know I was I was a little late today, so I want to give you guys full hour. Um. Where is he? Yeah. We. That's what I mean. We don't. You knew what the guys in the. You never really know what a draft pick is gonna do, right? But especially with O linemen, they tend to be, especially in the first round, they tend to be what they're projected to be ranked that high. With wide receivers, man, you got wide receiver 23rd overall in the 2020 draft. Thank you, a click and a view. Appreciate you. Good morning. Justin Jefferson, 23rd overall. Okay, first round pick, late first round pick. I think he's living up to his 23rd overall. I would say he probably surpassed it. I think he's playing like a top 10. Okay, even no worries. Even 22nd. It's just one pick. I think he's surpassing his pick. You know what I mean? That's what you expect. Anybody here, put it in the chat. Would you take Waddle over Justin Jefferson, over Amon Ra, over Cooper Cup? Put in the chat for me. Would you take Waddle before Amon Ra, Cooper Cup, Justin Jefferson? Yes or no? Put it out there. What does all this have to do with the Dolphins and Jonnu Smith? Because I know that's what today. I mean, as far as mini camp, Jonnu didn't show up. That's the main thing. He didn't show up. Do I blame him? No. I totally understand. Talks have ramped up with the Steelers. Oh, good morning, AB, and I'm sure you would. Talks have ramped up with the Steelers now that they got Aaron Rodgers. They want to give him some more weapons. They have Pat Fryermuth. They drafted Washington last season, but it hasn't really panned out. Jonnu, a revitalized Jonnu, might be exactly what the Steelers need to give Rodgers some more weapons. Are they gonna pull the trigger now at the end of minicamp, beginning of training camp? It all depends on what the Steelers are willing to pay for him because I think at this point it's going to be, what do you want from me? Because he wants to stay. So I have no. I can give him a contract if I really wanted to. I think the ball's in the Dolphins' hands, to be honest with you. Jonnu could wanna. He's getting fined right now by missing, mini camp. So that's gonna hurt his pocket regardless. He's gonna have to get this money. He stays with the Dolphins. The Dolphins could be like, all these fines you racked up, we're not gonna charge you these fines. You know what I mean? Um, but we'll see what he ends up deciding at the end of the day. I just, I don't think John is gonna come back because somebody said and put it in the chat. I really do think Stephen Ross is like, I'm done with this overpaying for nothing. Nope, I'm done. Nope, I'm done. I'm not overpaying for these guys. I'm not. I'm not overpaying for these guys whatsoever. Good on you, sir. You shouldn't have to. Now, let me address something that I think that Frozen Fins fan is bringing up, and I really like, and I'm gonna counter it. You'll see. I would take Waddle over Cub, but you're looking at it through the lens of knowing how these guys panned out. Hindsight 2020. I totally understand you saying that. If we look at the pre-draft ranking of the draft with Waddle, Cup, and Sam Brown, Waddle was ranked much higher than any of these other players. Now, hey, that could be true. You know what I mean? I don't have it in front of me to take a look at that, but I'll take your word for it, right? But are we really gonna sit here and pretend like Waddle playing in the University of Alabama, who had all first round pick O linemen and all first round pick other wide receivers in his team? You don't think they took off the heat from Waddle, having to deal with a lot of pressure from safeties and corners? We're really not gonna take that into consideration. Another reason why not happy with Alabama quarterbacks when they always have five-star recruits in practically every position in the offense. Is that really not what we're gonna do? Yeah, but look at how good he's been, Miss Fins. Look at Devonta Smith. Look at how good he's been. Yeah, I'm not taking away the talent that the young men have. But Frozen Fins fans, stop it. They didn't have first round pick O linemen. Their backups were first round picks. So come on, man. And I know Cooper Cup and Sam Brown didn't have all those other weapons too. Like, come on. Are we serious? Like this man didn't have literally like first round pick other wide receiver weapons that took off the heat from him. Come on. I'm not trying to diminish Waddle or his abilities. Please don't don't think that's what I'm trying to do. My point is that we could have still gotten a really good production. Do you need first round pick wide receivers? Do you need them? Do you want them? Absolutely. Do you need them? Or can you get serviceable guys like a third, fourth rounder that's gonna get who's gonna outperform more bang for your buck? See, Justin Jefferson is performing to the draft pick he was drafted. Jamar Chase the same. Cooper Cup and Amon Ra are outperforming where they were drafted. Waddle is not outperforming where he was drafted. If anything, he's performing below where he was drafted. I'm just keeping it 100. Just telling you how I see it. Now you can disagree, no problem. All I ask, please, is for you guys to hit that like button, guys. Hit the like button. Thank you very much. We gotta see. We gotta see. We know what these guys are, which is great. But to bring it to Jonnu, it makes no sense for us to pay him if we're not gonna use him. Because again, I told you I'm gonna give you the aspect of what would it mean if we do pay him and what would it mean if we don't pay him. If we do pay him, it's just going to help our cap, but we're not going to utilize him and his production will go down unless we focus and use him in the red zone like we should be using him. If we don't pay him, we better, we better be getting a decent draft pick for him. I don't expect a second. No, stop. I don't even expect the third. Can we get a fourth for him? I would be happy if we got a fourth. Why do I say a fourth? Okay, I want a third. But why would I say a fourth? Because I think that's probably where he's at. He's a Pro Bowler. He had his best year. He was force fed too. Come on, man. Cooper Cup played at Eastern Washington. The competition level is incomparable to Waddle. Riddle me this. Against winning teams, against powerhouses, how did Alabama do when Waddle was there? Having two as his quarterback? Not that well. Except versus bums, ironically, Tua's NFL career really resembles and mirrors his college career. Against bums, Alabama 60-3. Let me see you against LSU. Let me see you against Ohio State. Let me see you against Georgia. They beat those guys too. Okay, sure. How often? How many times? Okay. Versus the Bums looking great. Versus the Powerhouses. Hmm, give me that record. Just saying. My point is, we don't pay him. I want a good draft pick, decent draft pick at least. Either way, we still save cap. Whether we sign him, we save cap. Whether we don't sign him, we still save cap. If we don't sign them, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. We need to start not getting enamored with players just because they did one thing for 1 year, and holy smokes, now we got to sign them to this forever contract for them to underperform the next year and get us screwed for the next 3, 4 years. Only reminds me at least one player I can think of. But anywho, that's where we are. That's where we are. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, if we pay him, I think it's good for the cap. We'll be able to spread it out more. But it's going to be bad because we're not going to get the production that we have. So we're going to do the same thing we keep doing, which is the guys, we pay them for them to then blah, 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 do nothing. Typical. We buy high, sell low. That's what we do. True Blazer. Good morning. This is exactly what the Dolphins do. We buy high and sell low. Instead of, you know what? They should have kept this energy last off season instead of paying everybody. They should have been like, nah, we're not gonna pay nobody. They should have been like, hey, Mike McDaniel, you the head coach. Sit down and do your job. Stop trying to advocate for people to get paid. Stop. They want to sit out, then do your job. Get the next man up. I'm paying you for you to do your job. Do your job. Somebody doesn't want to play because they didn't get a contract. Bye. We act like there aren't thousands of players out there that would be just that just are waiting to nibble at the opportunity to get a chance in the NFL. What the bye? Maybe that's just, how I see it. You want to sit out because you don't got a contract? Bye. You're not just staying. Oh, Dolphins don't have loyalty for what? Are you gonna perform? You perform. I don't mind paying you. And I don't mean perform for 1 year so you can secure the bag and be a bum the next year. Nah, I'm gonna need you to give me 2, 3 years consistent. Then I'm willing to pay. Can you have a bummish year after that? I'm gonna be pissed, but I'll allow it. Then after that, you better tighten up. Not, oh, let me give you this. Let me pay the man. You're already paid. Do your job. You want to sit out? You're gonna keep getting fined. Bye bye. Next. Like we don't have thousands of man. The NFL has thousands of players, thousands of players just nibbling to try to come into the NFL. I don't even know why they act like oh my god, if we don't sign this player, if we don't give them the money, like what are we gonna do? Um, I don't know. It's called Indeed. I mean, I don't know how to tell you how to hire people, but yeah, yeah. Put on an Indeed ad. Searching for this position. Anybody want a job? Like, are we serious here, people? Come on, man. Way too many guys out there for some of these players who really don't deserve contract. I'm not saying Jonnu. Jonnu, I like him. I know I don't think he wants 15 because that'd be nuts. You're like almost 30. But I can see him wanting more than 4. Okay, fine. You know what? You want what, 6, 7, 8? No, sorry, can't give it to you. Why? You're not going to give me the same production because my coach is not going to use you the same way. Do you not see this, people? We shouldn't pay him. I want to. I love him. He's awesome. Mwah. We're not going to use him the same. Stop it. We're not. Feel free to clip this episode 589, ladies and gentlemen. And next off season, when he's not on this team, at some point in this season, or if he is and he didn't give us the production that some of y'all claim, go back to episode 589 so I don't have to come back here and tell you. I tried to tell you, but you guys don't listen. I mean, I don't what are we doing? My McDaniel's not going to use him again. He's already been figured out. My McDaniel's going to try to find somebody else to utilize. Don't be surprised if Malik or Jalen, the Washington brothers, they are primary targets. True Blazer. I agree with episode 589. I love that. That was excellent. Thank you, thank you. Made me chuckle. Guys, I gotta skedaddle because I gotta work. But I definitely wanted to go ahead and talk about it. Look, do I see the Jonnu trade happening? Yes, I do. Do I want it to happen as a fan? No, man. Jonnu's awesome. I want him here. But if I put my corporate, hat on, Jonnu, we just don't have the money right now to pay you, and we're not gonna be using you the same way, my guy. So, and you made the Pro Bowl because three other guys set out. Let's be real. You didn't have 1,000 yards and 20 touchdowns. Like, come on. You murdering like that, shoot, you would have been the first guy I would have paid this offseason. But let's be honest. You did great for this team and where it was at the time constructed. But you're not about to you're not dropping 1,020 touchdowns. So why would I do that? You're not even gonna make 400 yards. You might get 5 TDs. You, if they do it right, he might get double-digit touchdowns, which is why they should use them in the red zone as a red zone threat. But he's probably gonna have like 400 yards, going back to the same numbers he had prior to last year. That's just my McDaniel. This is why I said you gotta know your GM. You gotta know your head coach. I know my GM. I know my head coach. I'm trying to give it to you guys so you guys see how this team works. This is what we have. This is what we're dealing with. So, unfortunately, I don't see Jonnu Smith lacing it up for the Miami Dolphins. Especially now that the Steelers are really needing a weapon. They're gonna push for him. He's a good guy. And although I can't stand Aaron Rodgers will utilize him. Don't be what what the Steelers expected Fryermuth and Washington to be last year. They're gonna have Fryermuth and Jonnu be this year. They're tight ends. They're gonna run a two tight end set a lot. Now we know Fryermuth can block. He's actually a really good tight end. He's a great pass catching tight end as well, but he can actually block. Jonnu is not as strong in the blocking, but he can do some blocking. And that two tight end set is gonna be somewhat similar to what the Bills run when they have Dawson and what the hell's his name? Deion Dawson and The other dude. You know what I'm talking about. They're two tight ends. They love to run a two tight end set all the time. Same thing. You can almost guarantee that's what Steelers are going to be running in their offense. A lot. Not all the time, but a lot. So I think it's writing on the wall. They're just waiting to see what Pittsburgh's willing to pay for Jonnu at this point. Yeah, and don't be surprised if he gets traded in the middle of the training camp. Unless, I mean, if I'm the Steelers, I'm not waiting for training camp. I need all the time. Knox and Kincaid. Thank you, Dolphin Don Dawson Dion. Oh, Dion Dawson is the other guy. Yeah, Dawson. I got the Dawson right. Okay, I know it's D. They're D. There's a Dawson and Dalton. But and wow, they're both DK. Knox and Kincaid. Wow. So yeah. So it's gonna be similar to what the Bills run, which is gonna be successful in especially in the AFC. I would know. Just so frustrating, but at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, it's kind of the writings on the wall for him. We just have to wait and see. And right now in mini camp, you know, eh, I'm hearing Zach Wilson's having a little trouble. It's mini camp, people. Let them get to training camp. They'll be all right. Um, and when it comes to minicamp again, Jonnu didn't show up. He's getting fined for this. I think the first one's like 15K, then it goes up to like 30K, and then or 20K, and then I don't know, it just keeps going up. I'm like, bro, that's money out of your pocket. Now, once you get fined, you don't get that money back unless they work it into your new contract, which Miami almost always does. Yeah. You didn't realize it was DK? Yeah, I know. Literally. DK. So there you go. Miss Fins, if we were willing to take a tight end who wasn't a great blocking but a great at other things, why did we get rid of Kisicki? My point exactly. If we needed weapons and we were complaining about, man, all of our receivers are tiny. You had a guy that was 6'6", 180, who was learning to block. Let's be real. He was learning to block. He wasn't good at it, but he was getting better. At least he was willing to put in the work. But you had another weapon who was great in the red zone. Got you touchdowns left and right. He earned the right to be a free agent. Damn, really? Jonnu Smith has earned the right to be a trade object. That's where we're at right now. So is this trade coming? Yeah. How soon? I think at the latest I think it'll happen. It'll be probably training camp, probably at the beginning or mid. It doesn't make sense to do it so late into training camp. You want him to get some touches with Aaron Rodgers and get acclimated to this offense, and that happens during training camp. So I could see this being either right before or right after training camp happens, at the latest. If it doesn't get done by minicamp, because remember they still got about a month, yeah, about a month of a break in between minicamp, mandatory minicamp, and training camp. They give the guys a month off and allows staff to get all their paperwork done, you know, and then they bring them back for training camp, the 90-man training camp. So that's where I see it. He's gonna continue if he doesn't show up, for the rest of the week. He's gonna continue to get fined. That's up to him. He's gonna decide. I wouldn't be surprised if he got traded today. Da 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 da. The Miami Dolphins have come into agreement with the Pittsburgh Steelers to trade tight end, their Pro Bowl tight end, because they got to throw that in. Their Pro Bowl tight end for a third round pick in the 2026 draft. Jonnu Smith coming in from a career season, 732 yards and 7 touchdowns. Pro Bowl year will be an additional weapon for the newly acquired Aaron Rodgers over here at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Something like that. You know what I mean? So there you have it, people. I got to go. Appreciate all 50 plus of you guys coming in here. I appreciate you guys, man. You guys are the best. Cat for Life says, the way McDaniel was acting yesterday, something tells me Ramsey, Jonnu, and maybe someone else will be gone. Yeah, Jonnu and Ramsey are done. They're done in this team. They're not playing in this team. They will not be suiting. I would be in shock if those two guys are still in the team by week one. By week one, I will be shocked. It ain't gonna happen. They're both getting traded. Absolutely, both getting traded. Now, is there a third person getting traded? I don't know. There are rumors, but I'm not gonna touch them. I want to personally go ahead and say to the back Stanley Cup representatives of the Eastern Conference, thank you very much. The defending Stanley Cup winners for the Panthers. I just want to say good luck, gentlemen, and bring it home. Bring it home. So it's the only thing I can be excited about in South Florida right now. Vamos Gatos, baby. Let's go. Oh my God. Did you see that butt whooping? 6-1, baby. Mm. Go Panthers. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining the show. Much appreciated. Anyways, guys, I didn't realize the time. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Yes, I will be on tomorrow. These last 2 days, sorry, guys. Mondays are tough, man. They are. They are. I'm not gonna lie. I needed Monday off. Yesterday, I had an early meeting that I literally just popped up, so I couldn't do nothing about that. But Monday, I just needed off. But I'm here today. I will be here tomorrow, guys. So see y'all tomorrow. We're gonna talk more about mini camp, and we're on that Jonnu trade and Ramsey trade watch because at this point, shoot, it's gonna happen. And guys, take care. Much appreciated. You guys are literally the best. And as always, bye bye.